Danielle Ballard with Virginia Wine TV, and we are here in historic Clifton, Virginia at Paradise Springs Winery. They were just recently awarded the 2010 Governor's Cup for their Chardonnay Reserve. Here in Virginia, the organizers of the Virginia Governor's Cup competition split it into two competitions, red wines in February and white wines in August. So let's head inside and meet the owners and find out how they craft their award-winning wines. So we're here with Kirk Wiles, owner of Paradise Springs Winery. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
So let's talk a little bit about the history of the winery and why you got into the wine business. I know your family is really affluent in the Clifton community, so let's talk a little bit about that.
You know, it's interesting how we got in, and it was almost by necessity. Our family's been here a long time in the town. Original land grant from Lord Fairfax in 1716, and my great aunt passed away 6 years ago and left us this cabin property. And the way taxes are in Fairfax County, inheritance taxes and everything, we almost lost it. And so out of necessity, we kind of reevaluated what can we do with this place. You know, it's been in the family almost 300 years, generations, and you know, for the foreseeable future, unless we do something, it's not going to survive another generation or two. And so we started throwing around the ideas of what we can do to make this place work for us. And we didn't want to put it on Craigslist and rent it out as a 2-bedroom apartment. And, it has an agricultural zoning, so we thought, why not a winery? And kind of a crazy idea, but it had some legs to it, and we ended up doing some research and seeking out the right people, and ended up meeting Chris Pierman, who's been in the industry 25-30 years, and he really kind of helped guide our hand to get to where we are. And what was a crazy idea became reality very quickly, and here we are today.
So you talked a little bit about the historic nature of the building and the cabin and whatnot. Kind of go into that a little bit more.
The cabin was actually built early 1800s. We don't have an exact date, but between 1800 and 1825. And in 1955, my great aunt had a huge renovation done to the property here. They put a whole other wing onto the cabin and reinforced everything and built it up. And that was all done by a student of Frank Lloyd Wright. So the architectural designs have a lot of Frank's work in them, subtle nuances and things like that. So it's a neat place to come and see. And she had the barn, was originally on downtown Main Street in Fairfax, up there by the shopping center, and she had it in 1956 taken apart board by board and numbered and reassembled here on the property. So everything has working water, plumbing, electricity, and it's a neat property to share with everyone.
So you all have been open and operating for about a year, correct?
January we opened up.
Okay.
We had a little bit of trouble. Fairfax County came in and said, hey, we don't think a winery is agriculture, and we said, no, yes it is. And so it took a little while to get open. We had to go through the hoops, and finally got open in January, and making some great wine and having fun doing it, and I think we're here to stay.
So how do you feel that the Virginia wine community has kind of helped you along and guided you through the process?
We wouldn't have been able to do this without them. I'm a business guy, and going into this, we really didn't know a lot of what we were doing. Oh,
God, you guys are really busy for a Wednesday. My
Sorry,
goodness.
we're open today. So
that's congratulations on that.
So.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, you've been open for a year, and all of a sudden in 2010 you win the Virginia's Governor's Cup.
Mm-hmm.
That's really amazing. How do you feel that you got to that point?
We're working with some very talented people, and that was part of why we think this is going to be such a success. Is what we don't know, there are great people out there who know. What they're doing, and we have such a great team we've assembled on all facets, and working with Chris Pierman as our executive winemaker, been in the industry for 30 years almost, and all that experience I think is translated into our success as well. We're learning from the best and executing just as well, and combined with that, we've done some good things so far. So I think that it was a nice culmination after everything we went through with the county and struggles to get open.
So speaking of your Chardonnay that won the 2010 award, where exactly are you guys growing your grapes? Where are you getting your grapes from?
We actually work with private growers all over the state of Virginia. We have a Cabernet Franc vineyard here on site, which just produced for the first time in third leaf. We're going to put another vineyard in next year. And actually we still have about 50-60 acres of plantable land for vineyards in the future, but as everyone knows, a winery is capital intensive and starting up, and so baby steps. We had to make sure we could get open and get going, and that people would actually come and visit us. And it looks like everything's going well, so we'll hopefully expand the vineyards here in the future. But by working with private growers, we're able to source fruit from vines that have been, some of the oldest vines in the state. Our Chardonnay was actually sourced from, I think, the oldest current Chardonnay vineyard in the state of Virginia at 34 years. Since 1976 it was planted.
Chardonnay hasn't won the Governor's Cup since 1991, so it's congratulations on that. That's
and do you know who the last winemaker was on that?
I don't actually. Enlighten us.
It was Chris Pierman.
It really was.
When he was a winemaker for Naked Mountain.
So that's the last time Chardonnay won. Drink naked.
Same vineyard. Yep. Same vineyard and same winemaker. So
that's awesome.
He knows what he's doing.
Talk a little bit about your relationship with Chris, how you met.
Yep. Chris is a great guy. We actually sought him out through the advice of a friend. He has a good reputation in the industry and always willing to help someone in the industry get to where they need to go. He's helped a dozen wineries open throughout the state, us included, and we just have a great working relationship with him. He's a fun guy, and we drink some bottles of wine from time to time and have fun. It's just a good time. So he's a great guy, and that's really what embodies, I think, Virginia as a wine region right now. Is we're all getting along, working together, using our purchasing power to get better deals from suppliers and packaging companies and things, and by working together, we're able to really be a stronger force out there with the other wine regions, and so it doesn't do us any good to bicker and fight over customer. We're all working together to try to take Virginia wine in the industry to the next level and get that respect factor.
Well, speaking of the wine community, I noticed that you had some visitors here from King Family Vineyards and somewhere else, I'm not sure.
Rob from Philip Carter.
Okay.
So yeah, we're actually they're good friends of ours, and they came by to see the new facility, and we're talking about tank designs and things. We have a new facility actually we're building here on site to be completed in April. 10,000 square foot winemaking, state of the art. And so we're in the process of getting all equipment together. So we're drawing, opinions from everyone all across. Matthew comes up from King Family in Charlottesville, and Rob's out at Philip Carter in Hume, Virginia. And so good friends came by and tried some wine and chat about what we want to do. So. Well,
speaking of trying some wine, let's try this Chardonnay here.
Yeah, absolutely.
This famous award-winning Chardonnay.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Wow, that's fantastic. Some apple in there, some toasted marshmallow.
Get a nice crisp pear to the front palate. It's a fruit-forward Chardonnay. And then as it goes out, it's got that nice kind of toast to it. Very long finish, well-balanced. And you haven't asked me what makes this Chardonnay so special, what makes it so great, and it really is the attention to detail that we put into this thing. We use, French oak first and second year, 6 different French cooper makers. We use 6 different cultured yeasts into different barrels, essentially making 6 different Chardonnays, all different in themselves. Age the wine surly and blend all these wines back together into one at the end. So it builds kind of a complex structure to it. And so that, I think the attention to detail, with this wine is really what made it great.
Oh, definitely very clear in the taste. So tell us about some of the new things that are going to be happening at Paradise Springs in the near future.
Well, we got a lot of fire pits to get us through the winter. We're a small cabin right now, so we got to, manage the crowds well so no one gets upset in too long of a line in small spaces. But we got the new building coming next year. It's going to be really exciting. Being able to open a state-of-the-art winery so close to Washington, D.C. Is nothing like the industry's ever seen before. And we've pulled out all the stops to make it architecturally fit here on the property, to function as a winery, and to be a hospitality tasting room, events, be able to do wine dinners and various things in there. So there's a lot coming. We have some very hopefully neat hires coming with the director of hospitality and events, and we're able to do some weddings in the near future, but not yet. So don't call, because we get a lot of calls about weddings, and we're not taking them.
And no
yet.
Shipping, right? No shipping yet.
We just got our shipper's license, so we I just updated the website 2 nights ago.
Very good.
We can ship to certain states, not all of them, because each state
different
has
laws.
Their own different laws, so we need to fix that, so call your local representative.
Good plug, good
Let
plug.
them know.
Well, Kirk, thank you so much. It's
Yeah.
been a pleasure.
No,
and
thank you so much
congratulations
for coming.
on your award. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.